Homeowner equity has officially gone parabolic. That's according to CoreLogic's new Homeowner Insight report, which gives us some incredible insights as to what is happening with homeowner equity across the United States. You know, one of the big challenges that happened before the mortgage meltdown in 2008 was that homeowners were using their home as an ATM machine. Literally, as the home value would go up, they would cash out the equity, and it was literally like an ATM machine funding vacations and other toys and other depreciating assets. And that's very different to what we're seeing today, according to CoreLogic. So there's three things that I pulled out of this CoreLogic Insight report that I want to share with you. The first of which, that according to this report, the average equity of mortgaged homes, this is the homes that actually have mortgages on them, during the past year increased by $33,400. So what that tells us is that people with loans on their homes aren't using their homes as a ATM machine pulling out all types of equity. They're leaving that equity in the piggy bank, in the home. The other stat that I pulled out of this report is that the current average equity of mortgaged homes is greater than $216,000. Now think of that. Of all the homes across the country that have mortgages on them, the average equity is greater than $216,000. One of the big challenges we had with the mortgage crisis of 2008 was that homes were over leveraged and there was very little equity. So when there was a recession and a slowdown and prices started to dip a lot, it was like a toilet bowl flushing because your neighbor sold lower and then you had to sell lower to beat that neighbor, and then the neighbor next to them had to sell lower. But when you have $216,000 in equity on average, you know, the home prices can come down quite a bit and you can still sell and get out of the home, and you wouldn't have to go into any kind of bank foreclosure or short sale. So that is a very significant difference between the 2008 market and today's market. And the last part of this report that I thought was just incredible is that the total U.S. homeowner equity has reached $1.9 trillion. Almost $2 trillion in homeowner equity, which is a very different situation than we were in 2008, when, as I mentioned, homes were highly leveraged. In fact, this chart shows the average year-over-year gain in equity broken down by state. And you'll see that Utah was up $53,000 on average. So it's clear that being a homeowner is very lucrative right now. And it's also clear that this is one of the most competitive real estate markets I have ever seen in 20 years of mortgage and real estate history. And so if you're a home buyer, you know somebody who's considering to buying a home, but they can't because they're locked into their current home and they have to free up the equity there to buy a new home, I strongly invite you to learn more about our Bulletproof Buyer Home Program. This is a program which enables you to use cash. We've sourced a cash funding source to buy the home that you want to purchase in cash and then allow you up to 6 months to sell the home that you're in. If you're a buyer that's frustrated, tired, and just about to give up on buying a new home, I strongly encourage you and invite you to reach out to us and learn more about the Bulletproof Buyer Program.